Well, you'd hear this and be so happy and excited that at least you live another day, you live another year to play GTA 6. But wait, things did not end up exactly that way, because as soon as Donald Trump released that statement, Iran comes in and denies it. But even before that, let's just build up this case. So let's have a listen.
Trump called for peace with Iran and he got it. So Iran has officially made peace with Israel and the United States. There has been a complete ceasefire on both sides for Israel and Iran. This is awesome. Let's go.
US President Donald Trump has announced that Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire. He has made this announcement through his social media platform. I'm just going to read his words to you. He has said, "Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now." He explains a bit of the detail on how it will work. When Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. He goes on to say that if everything goes to plan and on the assumption that everything works as it should. Look, I will say that we have not heard from Iran or Israel yet on this matter. This has only come from US President Donald Trump. We're still waiting to hear a response from Iran and from Israel. But this does follow that attack on a US airbase in Qatar, Al Udeid, that took place hours ago. It was a very calculated retaliation from Iran. It appeared that they were looking for an off-ramp out of this conflict. And with this development, it appears that there is now going to be this ceasefire. The big questions that we don't have is there now going to be a nuclear deal? We know that Donald Trump has said that Iran cannot enrich uranium, a key step to developing a nuclear weapon. We will have to wait and see if that is going to be negotiated and if there is going to be a deal as a result of this ceasefire.
Yo, did President Trump just say Iran and Israel don't know what the fuck they're doing on live TV? On live TV, he said the F word. Let's check it out what he said.
Don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Bruh.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
So, as the Israel gets ready to bomb Iran in a couple of hours, well, at least that's what they're saying, we will see what happens as the day rolls in. I will make sure to update you guys here on the social media. So, what do you think? What will happen? Trump is really pissed off.
Watch this video.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
It's always Israel's fault. Always.
President Trump has just announced on Truth Social that there is a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. He writes that there is a complete and total ceasefire that will take place in approximately 6 hours from now when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. And officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world.
Breaking news, it is being reported by Megatron that Trump says Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire to take effect in 6 hours from the time he posted it, with some additional complicated details. ASOS confirms there will be a ceasefire. Let's just read it. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, a whole day, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it did not and never will. God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the Middle East, God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. As Iran has repeatedly made clear, Israel launched war on Iran, not the other way around. However, provided that the Israeli regime stops its illegal aggression against the Iranian people no later than 4 a.m. Tehran time, we have no intention to continue a response afterwards. In a post some 15 minutes later, he claimed Iranian forces continue to punish Israel for its aggression until the very last minute at 4 a.m. Together with all Iranians, I thank our brave armed forces who remain ready to defend our dear country until their last drop of blood, and who responded by any attack by the enemy until the very last minute, he added. What's important to note here is that Iran was targeted first, yet they have to stop hitting first. That's not justified. That's not fair. Now, of course, as of right now at 11:05, they have 1 hour until the ceasefire takes effect. So let's see if they even uphold the ceasefire. But what everybody should know is that Israel, Netanyahu, has violated the ceasefire, I think it's close to 1,000 times since the first ceasefire was drawn up. So keep that in mind.
For the longest, Trump has been that leader who has decried long-term battles or long-term wars in the Middle East. And this week has been a real test for him. And it seems like at one point, he seems like he was succumbing to it. But again, he comes over and somehow tries to overcome it. He came out just the previous day really angry about the two nations. It seems like he wanted a ceasefire the moment Iran attacked the US military base in Qatar. To him, he felt like it's fair because that attack did not affect anything, and he felt like at that point now Iran had retaliated and it has shown US that it could respond to its attack, and he feel like it's fair, like there's no point of even returning another attack to them, so it's better for them just to call for ceasefire. It was agreed as that in quotes because it was barely even 24 hours, and then Israeli again attacked Iran later that evening, claiming that Iran did not observe that treaty and it had thrown some missiles which Iran hardly took responsibility of. So it seems like these nations are very stubborn and more of like putting Donald Trump on a tough spot. Before we even come back with more commentary, I just want us to take a listen.
So Trump said Iran agreed to a ceasefire, but then Iran made a tweet saying they never agreed to that. So I'm confused. Who the fuck lying here? I really hope Iran did agree to it because, baby, I am not trying to see World War III. I got shit to look forward to. I graduate next year. Then Trump sitting here tweeting, talking about congratulations, America, we're safe again, and the ceasefire starts in 6 hours. I don't know. It just sounds like strange to me. It sounds like he's trying to distract us from the fact that World War III about to happen. I genuinely don't know who the fuck lying because it just don't sound right. Because Trump just went and bombed Iran the other night. You really think they not finna get their lick back? You don't think they plotted on us? Trump the one that got all of us into this in the first place. Somebody please get that big ass, orange ass motherfucker out the office and kick his ass. Iran, please take Trump, not us. Y'all can even take Shamar for all I care. Just leave us alone. Please. Please. And this is why y'all should have voted for Big Sister General and we wouldn't be having these problems. All the motherfuckers that was screaming, Trump 2025, y'all the motherfuckers that sad as hell that we about to go to war now. Y'all did all that just to complain about Trump being our president. Then why the fuck did y'all vote for him in the first place? Y'all couldn't handle a lady as president, a black one at that. We wouldn't be having these motherfucking problems if y'all would have just voted for her.
This just in. So Trump has just posted that there has been an agreed ceasefire. However, it's not the actual case. Let me show you. So CNN posts that Trump announces ceasefire between Israel and Iran, right? But if you go to Tehran Times, right, it says Iran has not agreed to a ceasefire. Trump is lying again. Wow. So don't always believe everything that you see, especially coming out of Trump. It is incredible. And it's just another typical Trump thing to do, to come in early and try to snap up the views and try to get the Nobel Peace Prize, basically.
Now, as we have learned the previous day, that was on 24th June, it seems like the ceasefire that the president was saying had been agreed upon by the three nations. Iran came about and just denied that they had agreed any form of ceasefire, and it even becomes so confusing. It seems like that might be true that they had agreed, because for some time there was no attack on Israel. For the last 2 weeks, we've known that each and every night Iran has been throwing missiles at Israel each and every day. That moment that President Trump announced that on Truth Social, it just didn't take long before the newspapers that inform people about what's happening in Iran came about and debunked that news and say that the news wasn't true. You just wonder to yourself, who is actually saying the truth? What is actually happening? Is Israel the one that is stubborn, or is it just the two nations that are so stubborn? To me, I feel like these are two warring siblings. It's difficult to tell what exactly they want to achieve. It seems like these two leaders do not have an interest for their people, because if this escalates, definitely it's gonna attract, like so many people are trying to say, World War III, which so many of us are praying not to happen because we know the effect of it. So Trump's ceasefire plan was phrased like Iran would halt attack first, followed by Israeli 12 hours later, with the war officially ending 24 hours after the initial pause. This is initially what everybody thought because of the delay of the Iran strikes, like they do it as usual. People were starting rejoicing. Those who were scared of being drafted, oh, it was a sigh of relief. But both sides accused each other of violating the truce almost immediately. And now, upon hearing this, President Trump was very mad. We all saw that clip with him saying, these two nations don't know the F they're doing. Live on national TV, he seems mad, and we all know in order to make President Trump mad, you must have gone way beyond his tolerance levels. Despite the rocky start, his intervention, including direct calls to Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, helped de-escalate the situation by June 24th, which we also, with both nations easing off the military actions. That was just June 24th, like less than 12 hours. The ceasefire terms brokered by the president between Iran and Israel in June 2025 was designed to de-escalate a rapidly spiraling conflict. If you want a breakdown of these key elements, is that the first term of the truce was phased ceasefire implementation, where Iran was to initiate the ceasefire by halting all offensive operation of the Middle East in the Eastern Time on June 23rd, and then Israeli would follow 12 hours later by pausing its military actions, and then after 24 hours the war would be officially declared as over by all the parties involved. And number two condition was that no preconditions on nuclear program, where the ceasefire would focus solely on ending hostilities. It did not include any new agreements on Iran's nuclear program or sanctions relief, where there's been ongoing debates on how Iran should not have nuclear facilities, they should not do this, they have the ability to make nuclear weapons within 24 hours. These are all things, like there was no condition to say that do not make any nuclear weapons again. Third condition was that the US military would stand down. The US therefore played no further offensive actions, where Trump told Netanyahu that America had removed any imminent threat and would now pursue diplomacy, which so many Americans have been calling for the longest time. And number four, diplomatic channels should be reopened, where Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff began direct and indirect talks with Iran's foreign minister, signaling a push towards a broader peace agreement. At least that is what they say. We don't know if that is true, because we've seen the Trump administration coming about to say that we have agreed these terms and with this country and this country, and then thereafter this country comes and says we haven't talked with Mr. Trump yet, we have not agreed on such terms. It is something common. Number five, it has been public messaging and pressure where Donald Trump has been using social media to pressure both sides, and even at one point warning Israel that do not drop those bombs. If you've seen that post on Truth Social, you know what I'm saying. If you do it, it would be a major violation. That was at least what he said, and the final condition was that the initial violations, and despite all these conditions, both sides are accusing each other of breaking the truce within hours. Israelis struck a rider near Tehran, and Iran allegedly launched missiles into Israeli airspace. And now this is where Donald Trump is angry with it. It seems like the ceasefire, which was held tenaciously between June 24th, with both nations scaling back the military activities, now causes tensions to remain high. In one way or the other, US might be distancing itself from that. So did Donald Trump lie to the US people? Is he in for diplomacy? We're yet to know. But it seems like at first there was no point for US to involve themselves in this war, because even their counterparts, Israeli themselves, do look very stubborn. Guys, you let me know what you do think about this whole issue. What do you think would transpire? Do you think there would be a cease war? Do you think this is something that is gonna stretch off like to at least a month? Let me know your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down there below. Don't also forget to go and check the original creators. Their usernames have been embedded in the stitch videos. As always, go onto their TikToks, follow, like for this channel. Make sure you smash a huge thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification so that you may not miss my next upload. And with that, guys, let me meet you in the next one. Peace out.